Are you kidding me right now? I hope the game is just not loading properly or something, because there's no way a AAA developer would put out graphics like this in 2020, would they? You gotta be kidding me! I think they did! This looks like it's from Ghost Recon 2! Oh, hello there. You might have noticed that I've been absent for a little while, or you might not have. If you did, I completely understand. And when I'm away, my favorite thing to do is to catch up on some reading on the beach and ponder deep and philosophical questions. And this time around, one question that really boggled my mind is one that academia has largely ignored in recent times, and it's actually very pressing. Namely, the question of why is Breakpoint PvP such dog ass? Let me be clear on something. I understand the PvP is not universally disliked. Some people enjoy it, or as I would argue, have learned to live with its issues. Just like some people don't necessarily enjoy drinking cores, but they learn to live with it because it's the cheapest option. I would say the experience provided by Breakpoint PvP is very similar. It has many issues, and some of them remain ever elusive and are very difficult to pinpoint, but you know something doesn't quite feel right. This is my attempt to pin down those issues and hopefully offer meaningful suggestions on how to improve them for year 2. But wait a minute, do we even know that a year 2 is coming? Not really. So as I was editing this video, the Ghost Recon team made an official confirmation that more content is going to be coming to Breakpoint, and it will be completely free. As always, the devs made brevity their chief concern and made the announcement with absolutely no details as to what's coming, and finishing with their infamous tagline, "We'll have more to share very soon on the next update, so stay tuned, Ghosts." Seriously, that should be their slogan from now on. For the next Ghost Recon, they should just give people accurate expectations and have a quote on the cover saying "stay tuned for more info." So that's that. Literally no news, no excitement, just stringing us along like your high school crush hoping to keep enough dudes around so she doesn't feel lonely. A crossover event? Oh wow, are we supposed to be excited for this? We all know it's going to be Watchdog Legions. What else would Ubisoft do other than try to get more money out of us via cross promotion? Yeah, crossover event is translated into common people talk as "come buy Ubisoft other game," or "give me money." Anyway, let's get back to talking about how to improve the PvP. Before I get into numbered suggestions, let me make the ultimate one first. The best suggestion I can come up with for increasing the player base and giving Ubisoft more incentive to improve it is to make the PvP free to play and add some cosmetics and some new game modes. This seems to be what the cool kids are doing nowadays. Some of the most popular games are completely free. Call of Duty Warzone, Apex Legends, Among Us, and Rogue Company, which is coming up on the channel some more by the way, are hugely popular. And I'm not saying that it's because they are free, but people are more likely to try them if they are free, and they may end up sticking around. Suggestion number 1 is to make the game stable. Stability should be a no-brainer when it comes to multiplayer games. However, Breakpoint PvP is, and this is no exaggeration, the most unstable game I have ever played 1 year after its launch. The glitches are everywhere and the lag/stuttering is constant. The most common glitch I encountered was someone who would be running in place and unable to be killed, at least from my perspective. I got caught shooting at these things several times, which resulted in my untimely demise and subsequent deranged exasperation. It seems as if the game is haunted by spirits that just want to see you punished. One of these malevolent spirits actually caused us to lose a round due to the enclosing radiation, which, as you know, doesn't affect the evil, sentient bowel movements of Ubisoft. Furthermore, the recon tower glitched out a few times, which is somewhat of a minor annoyance, but it's there. Lag is incessant, players are constantly flashing across wide distances as if the game is trying to keep up. How is this acceptable? Half the time I will shoot at an enemy only to have them vanish in the blink of an eye. This becomes unbearable when the enemy gets up close and personal, as they stutter and zoom across your screen while you aim in and out in a vain attempt to stop the roller coaster of nausea that eventually results in an experience replicating genuine madness. For these issues, I have no other suggestions than to simply fix them. Beef up the servers, fix the glitches for once, and do whatever you have to make the experience well connected, if anything. Suggestion number 2 is to fix the camera. I have heard this issue brought up time and time again, and it is what I believe to be the single most important thing when discussing how to improve the experience. The camera's proximity to Nomad's ass cheeks is unacceptable. Why must it be that close when Wildlands had it much further back? The game wants you to factor in things like elevation when choosing engagements, which I was very excited for when it was announced, but my excitement was soon quelled when I realized that many times I simply cannot see the fucking ground. How can you do that? Simultaneously make the ground important, but limit your view of it. That's simply absurd. My recommendation is to back the camera up, make it fit more like Wildlands. There is no reason your character needs to take up twice the screen space than they did in Wildlands. And try not to get angry with me that I keep making comparisons to that game. After all, Wildlands was the previous game in the franchise, so I am saying that they did it right there, and it's just not right in Breakpoint. It's sort of like buying a new phone, but it lacks many features the previous model came with. In that situation, many of us would be rightly bitching about an apparent downgrade. Suggestion number 3 is to take away the pick up a drone mechanic. This is actually the only gameplay related change I am suggesting. And this is not to say that the rest of the gameplay is wonderful, it is only to say that until the other things are fixed, we don't really know how the gameplay could be improved. This is very similar to how we aren't able to see a piss stain on the carpet if we wear broken glasses. We don't really see Breakpoint PvP gameplay issues because the lens we are seeing through is busted as fuck. But one thing I may suggest is to remove the ability to pick up drones throughout the map and give classes 1, 2, or 3 drones in reserve automatically. This could depend on what class you are, but we need to have the option to throw a drone up immediately instead of being forced to get one, and by that time the enemy may already have their boot up your ass. Furthermore, I will argue that we need to have thermal vision or some method of finding enemies in the drones a little bit easier. As it stands, drones are next to useless. Every spot on the map is a virtual hiding place from a drone's perspective. Everyone becomes John Cena with little to no effort. Contrasting this with Wildlands once more, hiding from drones actually took skill. It could be difficult at times to hide effectively, which further distinguish good teams and great teams. It's also important to remember that the various levels of challenge that a game presents has a positive impact on its replayability. I doubt that many of us will continue to play a game that we feel we have mastered. Not all of us are narcissistic enough to want to repeatedly beat up on enemies that cannot touch us. So it's my final remark that until these changes are implemented and made, we can never really know how good the gameplay is for Breakpoint. I would like to know what you think about what I have just suggested. Is it absurd? Is it reasonable? Is it helpful to think about? What do you think? Let your comment or thought be thrown into the whirlpool that is the comment section down below, and I will try my best to respond to you. If I don't, please have a cordial conversation with the other people that are down there. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon.
You're the last one standing.